Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a new palette here from Nomad, and this is my first palette for spooky season. I'm really excited about this one. Just wait until you see the inside. It is so much fun. So this is the Nomad Ghost Town USA palette, and it's kind of Halloween-ish, but not like fully Halloween. If you guys didn't know, Nomad makes a bunch of different palettes centered around different places. So this is themed around certain ghost towns in the USA. Now check out the packaging on this one. This is what it looks like, and it's actually one that like changes scenes. You have the town when it was a little more thriving, and then you have it the ghost side. So yeah, I thought that was so fun. Let's take a look at the inside, you guys, because wow, this color story is incredible. So here is what the inside looks like. Oh my goodness. As soon as I opened this, I was so excited because it's kind of like a little neutral, but it has like my favorite tones to wear, like greens, blues. There is a little bit of warmth in here as well, but yeah, it has pretty much all my favorite colors in here. I originally wasn't going to make a dedicated video to this one because sometimes my Nomad palette videos don't always do the best, but as soon as I swatched these colors, I just knew I had to make a video because I knew this was going to be a good one. So it gets its own dedicated video today. Sometimes I will include these in like testing new makeup, and I do have some new makeup to test. So we'll have to do that tomorrow, but today is all about the Ghost Town palette. Now, I know what you guys are waiting for, so let's go ahead and get into these swatches because these really blew me away. First shade in the palette is Tombstone. Next is a matte gray called Undead Sheriff. We have Quicksilver, a bluish silver, Skinner's Saloon. We have Gold Rush, Ghost Town, Copper Penny, Bandit Queen, Rhyolite Nevada, one of my favorite shades, Calamity Jane, Calico California, Stagecoach Mary, Garnet Montana, Deadwood, love this matte brown, Ghost Train, Dead Man's Hand, Smoky Quartz, Arrested Decay. And here is how all the swatches look together. So stunning. So what do you guys think about those swatches? I'm so impressed. I feel like this is such a pretty wearable palette, and you can play with some color, but it is all around a little more on the cool tone side. I feel like it's one of my favorite color stories Nomad has done. Now, I don't think they have released the price as I'm filming this, since I am filming this the day before they reveal the color story. But if I'm guessing, I'm going to say maybe it's $44, just going off of what other palettes they have. But it could be more, it could be less, I have no clue. But around there. And you can use my code LEAH10 for 10% off on Nomad. And I'm filming this a little bit early, so it's not out quite yet. But the official release date is going to be Tuesday, August 29th. And they always do a midnight release, so it'll technically be like Monday late night. Once the clock hits midnight, then you can get this palette. I'll do a reminder on my community tab when it is available. But yeah, I'm so excited. We are going to be doing 2 looks with this one today because I just had to play with everything. So I am doing this fun green look that I have on, and we're going to do a neutral look. So let's get into that. Okay, so I love that this palette goes a little neutral, so I do want to do a neutral look for you guys because you know I can't resist a good neutral glam. So we are going to go into the crease with Undead Sheriff. This is a very cool toned, kind of smoky taupe. And we're just going to place that here in the crease and a little above the fold, just because I do have a little more hooded lids. Lately, the Nomad mattes have been so good, and this does not disappoint. I am going to play with Bandit Queen just a little bit in the outer portion of my crease. Still want to keep that smoky taupe there, but just kind of building some depth in that area. And then we're going to take the dark brown, which is Deadwood, in the outer corner. Ooh, I love this brown. It's very deep. And just, this blends like a dream. I can't get over how good their mattes have been. Like in the Okavanjo Safari palette, it was good. But then the shimmers were kind of blah in that one. But I have a feeling these shimmers are going to be great because when I swatched them, they all were so melty and creamy. I am going to take the Undead Sheriff on my lower lash line. I'm kind of placing this in this inner portion, kind of going from light to dark. And then we'll take the Bandit Queen in the outer corner. Well, outer lower lash line corner. Wow, I'm just so impressed with this look, you guys, so far. The mattes really are so nice. I'm gonna go ahead and use Rhyolite Nevada. Oh, I'm gonna love this one. That's so beautiful and it's so creamy. If you're into that very foiled shimmer, not like the light glitters, but this is like foiled metallic goodness, liquid metal. With this look, I did a brown eyeliner, and now I'm going to clean up with some concealer. So here's how the first look came out. I did add a lash. These are the Kiss Ruffle lashes. They're a little more dramatic. I love this shimmery, gorgeous, smoky eye. Let's go ahead and get into the next look. For look number 2, I wanted to do the blues originally, but I feel like since we kind of did a cool tone look in the first one, maybe I will try some of these green tones here. So with this look, we're gonna do kind of a similar format to the first one. That's just kind of like how I do my eyeshadow in general. Let's take Ghost Town. This is kind of like a really pretty sage green. I am kind of winging it out just a bit, but still keeping it above the outer corner. Next, we're gonna go with Stagecoach Mary. And again, kind of focus this in the outer portion. Next, I'm going to take some concealer and we'll do kind of a cut crease. So I'm just going to use a little brush and apply the concealer straight on the lid and kind of make sure there is no green on the lid. So we're just going over some of that green so it's more blanked out, and then we'll just kind of like, almost like you're doing a wing out here, just to really clean that edge. Next, I'm going to take Calico California, and we're going to place this on the outer half of the lid. Also using my finger because I just feel like the shimmers are always best applied that way. And then in the inner portion, I'm going to take Tombstone and kind of blend these together. And bringing more of that champagne color here in the just very inner corners. I decided this look would look really nice with a little wing, so I'm just going in with my Benefit liner. I haven't done a wing in so long, so hopefully we don't mess it up, but we'll just start with a small wing and see if we need to build it. That actually came out pretty good on the first try. I will give myself credit. I am going to add a lash to this as well. So here's the completed look. I'm so glad we added the wing on this one because I feel like that just really made everything come together. But here's our fun green look. Now let's get into my thoughts so far on this Ghost Town palette. Alright guys, so here's my thoughts on the new Nomad Ghost Town USA palette. I think you already know that I love it. I do. I feel like it was so good. I mean, there's just some really great palettes this week. You guys know I just did the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette review and I loved it. I love this one too. And this one even offers a little more color, which is nice. So I know it's like a hard time. I feel like from now to the end of the year is when all the really good palettes come out. But this truly and honestly, I think is the best Nomad palette yet. At least for my taste, this is my favorite so far of everything that I've tried. I do think they really get better and better with each release. I feel like a lot of times their palettes have something about them that there's like one thing I just don't really love about it. But this one, I really have no complaints. I thought the performance was great from the shimmers to the mattes. There's no hard pressed shimmers in here like the Okavango Safari. The mattes are so creamy, blendable, smooth, no fallout on the eyes. Everything was very easy to use. So the quality is a 10 out of 10 with this one, as well as the color story. So this is definitely, I feel like, gonna be in one of my top palettes of the year for sure. I won't be filming that for a while. It's gonna be a hard decision. That's probably a December video, but I could definitely see this being in my top 10. I'm so impressed with this one. And I love, again, that I can wear neutrals if I want, and I could go for a little bit of color. And I was a little bit worried if these warmer shimmers would go with the mattes provided, but I think if you used the warmer shimmers with these two mattes, I think those actually would go really well together, because they are slightly cool, but they're not so cool that they turn gray. So I think that will work just fine. And you could totally pair like these smoky, kind of silvery, cool toned shades with this dark gray too, which I probably should have done that in my first look, but I really wanted to use this dark brown. But yeah, I love it. I'm so impressed. I just wanted to do a quick comparison to a couple of the other more neutral Nomad palettes. Honestly, from what I have in my collection, this one kind of stands on its own for me. I don't think there's like an exact color match for this one, but also I don't have some of their really older palettes, because I know they did a Halloween palette, was it last year or the year before, called Haunted Europe. I'll insert a photo here. I do see a lot of differences. The Haunted Europe's actually quite a bit more colorful. This one's sold out. I don't think they're making it again. Let me just show you guys next to the last launch, the Okavango Safari. This one is a lot warmer for neutrals, but it does have some of those very similar greens in it. So that's what those look like side by side. We can put them like this. But I love this one so much more than this Safari one. And then this was their like fall launch last year. This is the Hudson Valley, which these aren't really that similar. But I'm honestly thinking about decluttering Hudson Valley, because this one is definitely way more my vibe. And the Hudson Valley, the thing that annoyed me about this palette is it only has 3 shimmers. And I feel like the shimmers that are included in this one are so bright than what I want to wear for fall. Like if it was more of like a mid-tone green, I think that would be better. But that's like the one thing that annoys me about this one. But I feel like this one's just so much better curated. So there's not really a similar palette that I have from Nomad, but those are just a couple neutral-ish ones that I have from them. I actually should show this one too. This is the Whistler Snow Lodge. Now ignore, I have a crack in mine, but this one is a little cooler color story-wise, but I can see a couple similarities, but I think the Whistler Snow Lodge is a lot more colorful and there is some brighter tones in it, but it just has a similar vibe where they're both very cool tone, but I actually do still prefer the Ghost Town one over the Whistler Snow Lodge. I actually need to do a little bit of an eyeshadow palette declutter, and I'm kind of nervous to do it because I do need to get rid of some palettes that I'm just not using, and this one's beating out a lot of my older Nomad palettes, so I need to go through and do a little decluttering there. But yeah, that's kind of a few comparisons within the line. I think this is such a stunning palette, especially if you're a cool tone lover like me. And that's gonna wrap up my thoughts here on this Ghost Town palette. I really recommend checking this one out. Even if you've tried Nomad palettes in the past and you've been kind of on the fence, I really feel like this has the best formula. I have no complaints with this one. It's so good. And for the $40, you get really great quality eyeshadows here and a lot to choose from. So this is going to be my go-to, I feel like, palette for spooky season and Halloween. It's not too colorful. It's just the perfect amount for me. So let me know your thoughts on this one. Are you going to be picking it up? Are you passing on this one? Let me know, have you tried Nomad's palettes yet? I feel like I should do maybe a ranking before I do some decluttering. Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing a palette ranking, but I already know this one's gonna be #1 for me. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Link and code will be down below with the launch date and everything you need to know, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.